Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Ritz and today I'm going to talk about my June wrap up. So first of all, the month of June has been really good when it comes to reading books. I really did accomplish reading quite a few books, which didn't happen during March and till beginning of May. And even in May, I was going pretty slow. But June really ended up being a good month when it comes to books. So the first book that I read in the month of June was Divine Rivals, which is romantasy, and I don't read romances much, but along with fantasy it works for me, and this book was pretty good. I absolutely loved the writing style of Rebecca Ross because it was quite thought-provoking, quite deep thoughts were put into it, and I think I rated this book 4 star, and I absolutely loved it. I'm going to read the second part of this book as well. Now, the next book that I read this month was The Heiress by Rachel Hawkins, and it was pretty good. This was my first Rachel Hawkins book, and the cozy murder mystery vibe was really nice. There's this huge mansion involved, along with a very rich heiress who has a very notorious past, and it somehow gave me the vibe of the Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, only in a murder mystery background. And I ended up really hating almost all the characters of this book. And I also rated this book a 4 star, and it ended up being quite well. The third book that I read this month was the reappearance of Rachel Price, and oh my god, you guys know how much I love this book because I already made a huge video about it, that it is one of the best thrillers of this year. I don't know about the skeptics who keeps on telling that they didn't like this book. Well, it is a good book whether you like it or not, because oh my god, that ending twist where everyone's character changes was amazing. Because as a child it is so easy to be impressionable, it is so easy to be awed by a parent, and then you understand that the whole scenario is different because the grown-up world is a messed up world. It's not as simple, it's not as black and white as it comes. So I think that element in it was amazing, and this whole family being so um, weird in terms of keeping secrets was like wow. Like some secrets they have, and some families do keep really big secrets, and I absolutely loved it. I adored the book. I love Holly Jackson's writing style. I have been telling this now and again, like the way she wrote A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, her writing style is so damn good, and I'm so excited about The Good Girl's Guide to Murder being a Netflix series. I don't know if it's going to be here shown in India, but I'll be waiting for that series for sure. Now, the next book that I've read, and oh my god, blew my mind once again, was None of This Is True by, who was it written by? Lisa Jewell.
Okay, let me start again.
The next book that I would be talking about is None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell, and oh my god, it blew my mind. It blew my mind. I mean, I had a really good time with all the murder mysteries and all, because I'm just being lucky. I'm just picking up books and it is turning out to be good. What can I do? I can't complain. And if this turns out to be like this, it's going to be really difficult for me to pick up choose one of the books as the best book of the year, or maybe half year. So this book is about two women who are birthday twins. They live in the same city, come across each other on their 45th birthday, but their lives are starking apart. One is having the life of her dreams, and the other is really struggling and is questioning all the decisions she has made in her life. And she just thinks that life may have ended up as her birthday twin if she did not do all the mistakes that she did in her life. So that's how the story starts. They get together, they get to know each other. One interviews the other for a podcast, and suddenly all the crazy things come spilling out of the other, and the life that this woman has and the mistakes she has made, and all the wrong things, all the red flags it's there in her life. It's like really, really bone chilling, and I really had goosebumps while reading this book. There are certain places where I really had goosebumps, and this is again one of the best books of this year when it comes to thrillers. So I highly recommend this. I have rated this a 5 star, obviously. And did I mention, guys, that the reappearance of Rachel Price was also a 5 star read? I can't remember. I mean, it was just literally 2 minutes ago, and I can't remember. Imagine living in my brain. I just forgot. Did I mention? I don't know, but the reappearance of Rachel Price was a 5 star review from me. It was a 5 star rating, and also the None of This Is True is also a 5 star read, and I absolutely loved it. Now, the fifth book that I read this month was The Tainted Cup by Robert Bennett Jackson. And this is a fantasy murder mystery. And this is the first book in a series of book, and it's a completely new fantasy world. So let me tell you, in this book, to understand the fantasy world, you need to give it a little bit of time, because it's a wild world, and it comes with, all sorts of big creatures and scary creatures, and scary plants and fungus and everything, and it gives you a bit of a tropical vibe, but you really need to understand the world building. Once it is clear, once it is done, you will be moving on very fast with this book. But the world building takes time to understand, because obviously it is such a rich world. Now, in this book, we come across two detectives, and it gives you a feeling of Sherlock Holmes and Watson, and they're trying to find out the killer of a commander who has died because trees started sprouting out of his torso, and he died just because he sprouted a tree. And the descriptions of these murder scenes are so very scary and gory. So you need to have that appetite to read this book, otherwise it's not going to make any sense. Now murders keep on happening. Someone is trying to stop the murders, and there are some socio-political events also in place, and there is some high gentry family, like family with a lot of power in the kingdom, who is also involved in this particular murder. So it is not that easy for our particular Holmes and Watson to solve this case. So here the detective is Anna, and her assistant is Din, and it is amazing. Also, these people do have some kinds of drafts or something which they take to enhance some particular power of them. Like, for example, the assistant of Anna's is an engraver, so he took some draft and underwent some changes which helps him to remember everything that he sees or hear. So it's like, you ask him from any moment, any day of the time, like, so and so, tell me what has happened. He's like this cam recorder, or mobile phone with which you take video. He can tell you everything scene by scene. He can tell you what he smells, what he felt, everything. So that's how they solve the mystery. They keep on taking Din, who is the engraver, to these particular murder scenes, and he sees everything, questions everyone, and at the end of the day, Anna sits and hears what Din has to say. She never goes to these crime scenes to investigate. She sits in her house and investigates along with the data that Din provides her. So that is our final book, which I have rated 3.75. So it's a 3.75 stars. I would have rated it definitely 4 had the first 30% of the book been a little bit fast paced, or also I would say the world building was so complicated that it took me a little bit of more time to understand what was going on, and that is the reason why I gave it a 3.75 stars. But I must tell you, the series is good and it looks really promising. Like, the second part of the book does look promising, so I'm looking forward to it. So with that, we come to the end of the video. June wrap up was pretty good, and I am looking forward to what we have to read in July. So till then, I love you guys loads. Bye.